Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Tushar from Canada PR Info. In this video, I will describe the process after receiving SINP nomination. I will tell you the steps to be followed after getting nomination in the SINP Express Entry category as well as in the SINP Occupation in Demand category. I will also tell you the differences between applying online means through SINP Express Entry category and on paper means via SINP Occupation in Demand category. So overall, you will get to know the detailed steps to be followed after SINP nomination till you receive the permanent resident visa. Okay, so before I start, I do create lots of videos about Canada immigration and Canadian lifestyle. So guys, please do subscribe my YouTube channel Canada PR Info to receive the latest updates and videos about Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program. Okay, so now let's begin. I hope that you have seen this video. In this, I have explained the detailed process after getting SINP ITA until you receive SINP nomination. So during SINP stage, your application will follow the various stages such as SINP EOI profile creation, invitation to apply, document submission, acknowledgement of receipt means AOR, additional document request, and finally SINP nomination letter. Okay, so I completed this video by explaining all the SINP application status and stages that your application will go through to receive the SINP nomination letter. Okay, so now let's assume that you applied in the Saskatchewan PNP program and you received the SINP nomination letter. Okay, so now there are two pathways to apply for Canada PR. So if you applied through SINP OID category for the SINP nomination, then you should follow the paper-based method to submit your documents to the federal government, means IRCC. And if you applied via Express Entry category for the SINP nomination, then you should submit your documents online via Federal Express Entry account. Okay, now let's try to understand what is the process in the SINP Express Entry category after nomination. So, the step number 1 is that you do not need to do anything in your Express Entry profile after receiving SINP nomination letter. SINP will update the nomination details directly in your Express Entry system. So keep checking your Express Entry profile. Okay, and the next step is you will receive a letter of confirmation to accept the SINP nomination in your Express Entry profile, and the confirmation should be done within 30 days. And this is the sample letter that you will receive in your Express Entry profile, and it says that the Saskatchewan would like to nominate you for their provincial nominee program, and you have 30 calendar days to accept or decline the invitation. So obviously you are not going to take 30 days to accept it because you are waiting for it so long. So I know that you will accept it within 1 day. Okay, after that, as you accept the nomination, you will receive another letter in your Express Entry profile which states that you have accepted the nomination from the Saskatchewan under PNP program, and you are agree to abide by the requirements of this PNP program, including the intention to reside in the Saskatchewan. So believe me friends, this will be the biggest moment of your life because you have been allotted an additional 600 CRS points in your Express Entry comprehensive ranking system, and you will be on the cloud 9 on that day because your Express Entry CRS score is very high now due to the SINP nomination, and hence you will surely receive the invitation to apply in the next Express Entry draw. Now, in the next round of invitation means Express Entry draw, you will receive an invitation to apply from the federal government. And this is the sample invitation letter which tells you that we are pleased to invite you to apply for permanent residence under provincial nominee program, and below is the list of criteria under which this invitation was sent. Your Express Entry CRS score will be mentioned over here for the factors such as age, level of education, first official language, foreign work experience, and as you can see, for the SINP nomination you received 600 CRS points, and now you have to prove that you have sufficient documents for the points that you claimed over here. Okay, so now you have to go for the upfront medical test and get the police clearance certificate and submit all the supporting documents along with application processing fee. And to know about it in detail, you can watch this video. In this, I have explained the list of documents which are required after Express Entry ITA. So I have described the various things such as how to arrange the documents and upload it, sample document checklist for a family of 3 people which includes 2 adults and 1 kid, and how to find the list of hospitals and panel physicians for the medical exam which are approved by the IRCC of your country, and how to get PCC from India or any other country, and which are the documents to be uploaded in the employment record section, the documents to be attached as a part of proof of fund, then digital photo specification, legal name change documents, things to be included in the letter of explanation, where should you attach the SINP nomination certificate. Overall, you will get to know about all the documents to be required after your Express Entry ITA. So guys, I strongly advise that you must watch this video if you have received the Express Entry ITA. Okay? So now let's assume that you have collected all the documents, and this is the sample document checklist of your Express Entry application in which you should upload all the supporting documents by clicking the upload file button, and this is the upload file button for each section. Okay, similarly you can click on the question mark button to know what documents are required to upload in this section, and this is the question mark button for each section. Okay, so now once you upload all the documents, then you will get the screen for the fees that you need to pay when you submit your Express Entry application. So you need to pay the permanent resident fee, right of permanent resident fee means RPRF, and family biometric fee. You can pay RPRF fee later on too, but I advise that you should pay it together to avoid any delay in the processing of your Express Entry application. And this screenshot was taken in the 2019. Currently these fees are increased, so you may need to pay around 3050 Canadian dollars for the 2 adults and 1 child. Fees depend on your number of family members. Okay, so now let's go ahead and assume that you have submitted your Express Entry application along with all the supporting documents and paid the application processing fee. Now, the next step is that the completeness check. So, all the applications are assessed for the completeness upfront. So, IRCC will determine that all the required documents, application forms have been properly completed and submitted or not, along with application processing fee. And if your application found to be incomplete, then it should be rejected as per the section 10 and 12.01, and all the fees associated with the application should be refunded to the applicant. Okay, and you will get this letter in your Express Entry profile account, which states that your application is rejected for being incomplete. And in this case, the application does not include the police certificate as per the IRCC requirement, and due to that this application is rejected as incomplete. Okay, now the next step is that if you pass the completeness check stage, then your application will be in process and your medical exam status will be changed. It means that you have cleared the completeness check stage and you passed the medical exam. And this is the medical passed status, which tells that you passed the medical exam. Okay, and as you cleared the medical exam stage, you will receive a biometrics request letter within 24 hours in your Express Entry profile account, and you have to visit VFS Global, means Visa Felicitation Services Global, and submit your biometrics. And you can find the nearest VFS Global Services Center using this website. I have shared all the links in the video description box below. Okay, so as you submit your biometric status will be changed, and this is the biometric status and it is completed now. Okay, so now the next step is about eligibility criteria. In this stage, various eligibility criteria such as language test results, employment history, education details will be checked. In addition, admissibility factors will be also checked. The first admissibility factor is that security, and this is your background check, and it may be involved with many agencies such as CSIS, Interpol, etc. The second factor is criminality. The criminal record checks will be done with the police clearance certificates that you provided. And the third factor is medical details. In this, the medical exam details are evaluated. Now, if any additional documents such as updated travel history, proof of relationship are required, then IRCC will ask you in order to finalize your permanent residency application. Okay, and now after meeting all the requirements, your permanent residency application is approved. As you can see in the screenshot of your application status, the final decision is that your application was approved. It means that you passed all the requirements. And the background check is also completed. It means that you cleared the admissibility factors such as security, criminality, and medical exam. And you already completed biometrics. You do not need any interview as well as any additional documents now. And you already passed the medical exam in earlier stage, and your eligibility has been reviewed. Means all the supporting documents that you sent, they are accepted now, and your application is approved. Okay, moreover, you will also receive an golden email, means passport request letter, and this is the sample letter copy that you will receive in your registered email ID. Okay, and you need to send your passports for the stamping, and you will be issued permanent resident visa, means PRV, and along with that you will also receive the confirmation of permanent residence, means COPR document, and after that you can land in Canada as a permanent resident, and you can activate your status for the permanent resident. Okay, so I wish that all of you will get the COPR and PRV visa soon. Okay, so now if you need a second review of your individual documents like proof of funds, employment reference letters, or work experience letters, or if you need a review of your all the documents and your entire file before final submission to the IRCC after getting Express Entry ITA, then you can contact me using following email ID: canadaprinfo1@gmail.com. And I think that this would be a great option for those who are handling their own application but need an expert view before making a final submission. Okay, and before you submit your Express Entry application, I advise that you should watch this video. In this, I have explained the most common reasons for the rejection of Express Entry application, and you should avoid it. For example, I have explained the mistakes in the work experience letter and PCC, the mistakes in the translation of documents, misrepresentation, non-eligibility, etc. Okay, now let's try to understand the process after nomination in SINP Occupation in demand category. Okay, so let's assume that you received the SINP nomination letter and your category is occupation in demand. So as discussed earlier, you will receive an document called nominated what to do next PDF along with your SINP nomination letter. This includes the instruction guide and all the forms that you need to fill out after SINP nomination. And the guide will also help you to fill out the form properly. Okay, and for the list of documents, you can refer this video. I know that it is for the Express Entry program after ITA, but the most of the documents are same, but the process of submission of documents is different. In addition, you may refer the official document checklist, means this IMM 5690E form. It is an official document checklist published by the Government of Canada for the permanent residents, provincial nominee class, and Quebec skilled workers. And you need to mail this form and other documents with your application and include this form in your application as the cover page, means the first page. So here I want to clear that mail means you need to send the documents physically. Means you can send it via post or courier. Whereas email means electronic mail sent through the internet via Gmail, Yahoo, or your Express Entry account. Okay, so this is the biggest difference in the SINP OID and SINP Express Entry category. In SINP Express Entry stream, you need to submit documents online. Whereas in SINP Occupation in demand stream, you need to send documents via mail, means courier or post. I hope that it is clear now. Let's move ahead and open the official document checklist. So this is the IMM 5690E form, and this is the list of forms that you need to send, such as generic application form, Schedule A background declaration form, and most of the forms are the same that you submitted at the time of SINP nomination. They have also explained that whether you need to send these documents in original or copy. So you need to send these forms in the original form. Whereas you can send the copy of your confirmation of nomination, proof of language proficiency means IELTS test report form, and this PNC column means provincial nominee class. You need to gather the documents in the order of this checklist and tick mark this each item. Here QSW column is not applicable to you, it is for the Quebec skilled workers. Okay, so now let's go back to the slides. Now for the payment of fees, you can use this official link for the payment. And if you are unable to pay the fees, your application will be returned to you, and you cannot enclose cash amount along with your documents. Okay, so you can use this link to pay the various fees as follows. You can pay the fees to submit a new paper citizenship or immigration application. Means you can pay the fees for the paper based immigration application. As you applied in the SINP OID category, so you fall in this category. Moreover, you can also use this link to pay any additional fees for an application that you already submitted either by paper or online. And you can also pay the fees to add any family member to an express entry application that you already submitted. And you can also pay RPRF fee, means right of permanent resident fee. And you should not pay the fees using this link if you are applying online. Then you will have to pay the fees when you submit the application. It means that if you are going to submit your express entry application after nomination in the SINP Express Entry category, then you will get an option to pay the fees in your Express Entry account, and that is already discussed in the earlier part of this video. Okay, but if you are going to submit your paper based application after getting nomination in the SINP Occupation in demand category, then you should use this link to pay the fees. And this is the second difference in the process between SINP OID and SINP Express Entry stream. and you should include the acknowledgement of receipt of payment when you send your documents physically. Okay, and this is the fees for the year 2020 that you need to pay. You have to pay 1325 Canadian dollars, which includes 825 Canadian dollars for the application processing fee and 500 Canadian dollars for the right of permanent resident fee per applicant. So I advise that you should also pay the RPRF fees together. However, it is optional. You can pay it later on too. Now, in order to expedite your application process, you can do following things. You should send all documents and information that is asked with your application. In addition, you can pay application and biometric fees, and you should provide the biometrics as soon as possible to speed up your application process. So this is the another difference as compared to SINP Express Entry category. In SINP Express Entry category, the biometric request is triggered after you pass the medical exam. Whereas in SINP OID category, the biometrics can be done upfront, and you should include the acknowledgement of receipt for the biometric completion along with the documents in your courier when you send it physically. Okay, so now you are ready to send all the documents along with acknowledgement of receipt for the payment of fees and biometrics. And you need to mail your application to the CIO Sydney, Nova Scotia, Canada. And do not send your application to the local visa office, means visa office of your home country. For example, if you are from India, you should not send your application to the New Delhi visa office. Okay, and you should send your application to this email address: immigration, refugees and citizenship, provincial nominee class, centralized intake office, Sydney, Nova Scotia, Canada. And here you should write your name, address and postal code over here. Okay, so now after sending the documents, once your regular mail or courier reached to the centralized intake office, Sydney, Nova Scotia, then IRCC will check that all the required forms and documents have been properly completed and submitted or not. And if your documents are missing or incomplete, then your application will be returned to you. And if your application is complete, and it will be placed into the processing, you will be sent a letter or email which tells you that your application has been received and provides you the file number. So it is called acknowledgement of receipt, means AOR. As well as you will also receive the instructions about how to contact IRCC and brief outline about future processing steps. So this is the another difference as compared to SINP Express Entry category. In SINP Express Entry category, you will receive AOR, means acknowledgement of receipt, within 24 hours after your submission of Express Entry profile. Whereas in SINP Occupation in demand stream, it may take usually around 1 to 2 months for the AOR. For example, if you are from India, you send your documents via courier from India to Canada. It's take some days. After few days, they will open your courier and check for the completeness, and then you will receive the acknowledgement of receipt. In this case, your application processing time starts from the day when your complete application received at IRCC office. Okay, so now your application will be checked for the various eligibility criteria such as language test results, employment history, education details, etc. And your application will be also checked for the admissibility factors. The first one is security. It is for your background check and it may involved with various agencies such as CSIS and Interpol. The second factor is criminality. The criminal record check will be carried out using the police clearance certificate that you provided. And once you pass the eligibility criteria and admissibility factors, the IRCC will send you the instructions to the complete immigration medical examination. This is the another difference as compared to SINP Express Entry category. In SINP OID category, immigration medical examination will be triggered at the end. Whereas in the Express Entry category, you need to provide upfront medical details. But here in SINP OID stream, you are not required to have a medical examination before you submit your application. Means upfront medical exam is not required in the SINP OID stream. Okay, as you do not have express entry profile account in SINP OID stream, then in order to check your application status, you can use this official link in which you need to provide your file number or UCI number, means unique client identification number, along with your surname, date of birth and place of birth, and you can get your application status. Okay, so now after passing the medical requirements, your permanent residency application is approved and you will receive an golden email, means passport request letter. Okay, and then you need to send your passports for the stamping and you will be issued a permanent resident visa and confirmation of permanent residence document. And after that you can land in Canada as a permanent resident and activate your PR status. Okay, and these are the things that might delay your application processing. The number one is that unclear photocopies of your documents. So make sure that your photocopies are readable and clear. Then if any verification of your documents or information will be required, or if you have any medical condition that may need more tests or consultations, or if you have any criminal or security problem, or if your application requires consultation with other offices in Canada and abroad, then you might experience the delay in your application processing. Okay, so to avoid any delay in your application processing, your documents should be accurate. And to do that, you can contact me for the review of your individual documents like proof of fund, employment reference letters, or work experience letter. Or if you need a review of your documents and your entire file before final submission to the IRCC after getting nomination in the SINP Occupation in Demand category, then you can contact me using the following email ID canadaprinfo1@gmail.com. And I think that this would be a great option for those who are handling their own application, but you need an expert view before making a final submission. Okay, so now I think I have explained the all the process after your SINP nomination in the SINP OID category and SINP Express Entry category. Still, if you have any query regarding your SINP application process after ITA, then you can write it in the comment section below. And please do not forget to subscribe my YouTube channel Canada PR Info to receive the latest updates and videos about Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program. And please click on the like button if you like the video. Thank you. Best wishes.